Hello and welcome. Today we're going to take a fresh look at business planning. Our focus is on stripping away unnecessary complexity and getting down to the practical steps that really drive results. Whether you're new to business planning or looking to refine your approach, this session is all about making the process clear, manageable, and impactful. Let's get started on turning vision into execution. Business planning is more than just a box to tick. It's the foundation for growth and smart decision making. A strong plan gives you a clear roadmap, helping you navigate challenges and seize opportunities. It's also a powerful tool for attracting investors, lenders, and partners because it shows you know where you're going. Most importantly, it aligns your team around shared goals and ensures you're making the best use of your resources. When you build a business plan, you're really answering a set of key questions. What exactly are we aiming to do? Why is this important? When will we take action? What are the risks if we do or don't move forward? Who's responsible for each part? How will we pay for it? And finally, what supporting details or business cases back up our decisions? By working through these questions, you create a plan that's both comprehensive and actionable, with projections that typically look over a multi-year horizon. Let's talk about how to actually build your plan. Before deciding to commence your business, you'll explore all aspects of the commercial opportunity, especially around the gap in the market or the problem you are looking to solve for prospective clients. Once you decide to proceed, this information informs the vision, mission, and strategy. For the sake of this exercise, we are going to assume this is already done previously, so step one is to refresh this based on what we know has changed. For example, the entrant of a new competitor or a significant change in technology may impact your business model. This is what we refer to as contextual info, as it provides a framework for what follows. Step 2 involves preparing forecasts for your finances and staffing needs based on the business as it currently is. We call this core business. Essentially, if we do nothing other than carry on as is, what will the business look like? So, a profit and loss, balance sheet, and cash flow, with underlying assumptions presenting a unified view of the business. Step 3. Develop business cases for any new initiatives you're considering. We call this the project space. Each business case should tell the complete story on the initiative, highlighting the commercial motivation for doing it and the opportunity cost of not doing it. It should be updated as new information comes to hand. So, key financial information, a succinct narrative, and qualitative evaluation. We'll talk more about that shortly. Step 4 requires each business case is evaluated and prioritized from the most attractive to least. This must be done objectively based on the financial and qualitative evaluation. The financial costs must capture what is required to deliver the project as well as the ongoing costs. For example, the selection of a new CRM might incur external consultancy costs as project-related expenditure, but there will be ongoing licensing fees once implemented. The business case should capture both internal and external resourcing and cost considerations. Often, internal resourcing is overlooked, and the consequences can be dire as your people have a day job, i.e. core business, and you don't want burnout. In larger organizations, it's not uncommon for the management team to all participate in this assessment process, which provides a more balanced perspective. Step 5. Somewhere down the list, a line is drawn. Everything above it is status green, below the line status amber, and there will be some status red that just don't meet the required standard. Throughout the year, it's common for green projects to move in the queue and for amber to turn green as business needs change, as do available resources. Green status is used for both the people optimization plan as well as the financial forecasts. Step 6 involves the consolidation of core and projects for a business-wide view on people requirements and financials. For both, it's not just the quantum involved, but the source. For example, is funding from core business, debt, or additional equity? There are terms for each that need to be factored into the business case and financials. For headcount, are you using your own people? And if so, are you backfilling them? One factor that's often overlooked is the downstream consequences outside the project itself. For example, a project to extend a business's product range by 10% may trigger additional costs if they are working near full capacity, e.g. a new distribution center, staff, and equipment. Step 7 is the collation of the plan and sharing within the business. It's important the business support leaders are aware of the implications within their sphere of influence. Finance, procurement, operations, risk are all likely impacted, so their own plans need to be congruent. Step 8 is execution, but again some form of project plan is required and the level of detail will depend on the complexity and risk associated with each project. There will be stages, milestones and KPIs and in some cases governance oversight to ensure progress remains on track. Finally, step 9 is just recognizing the need for periodic review, normally quarterly, and the reassessment and reprioritization based on what has happened since the last review. To make this real, let's look at Williams Widgets, a New Zealand-based manufacturer. They're doing well and have a solid client base, but they've hit their capacity limit. Now they're at a crossroads. Should they invest in new equipment to expand locally or outsource production overseas? This decision will shape their future growth, so it's a great example of how business planning guides critical choices, and it's a real-life scenario that many NZ manufacturers face. Williams Widgets has two main options. The first is to buy new equipment locally, which means a big upfront investment and hiring a new operator. This would cover their demand for about a year. The second option is to outsource production internationally, which offers flexibility and no cap on quantity, but introduces supply chain risks. Each path has its own set of challenges and benefits, and the right choice depends on a careful evaluation of both. When weighing these options, there are several important factors to consider. For starters, does the business have the financial headroom? Do they have enough capital? Do they have access to skilled talent to run the new equipment? What happens if the machine breaks down? What support is needed? Or if technology changes quickly, how will that impact this part of the operation? They also need to think about customer requirements, commercial terms like exclusivity and pricing, changes in customer tastes and requirements, and the stability of potential suppliers. All of these considerations need to be factored into the final decision and documented in the business case. Numbers are important, but not everything can be measured in financial terms. That's where qualitative evaluation comes in. By assessing scoring against criteria, you get a more holistic view of the value certain projects contribute to the business. The criteria we've used are common, however you can set them to your own specific business requirements or industry norms. They must be relevant and applied consistently though. Sometimes when several projects return the same score, you can assign weighting to all criteria to give a new weighted score. For example, is customer experience more important, or maybe commercial outcomes, or operational efficiency? All projects must be aligned with strategy. But what does that mean at a more granular level to the business? This helps ensure you're making decisions that align with your business's overall goals, not just chasing what contributes most financially. A strong business case tells the whole story. It lays out the narrative, the financials, the people involved, and the qualitative evaluation. It also includes sign-off and a clear status. But remember, business cases aren't static. They need to be updated as new information comes in. Regularly reviewing and refreshing your business cases keeps your overall plan relevant and effective. To get the most out of your business plan, keep it concise and actionable. Use real data to back up your assumptions and always plan for flexibility. Things change, and your plan should be able to adapt. Make your plan a living document by reviewing it quarterly and ensure it aligns with both your personal and business goals. This approach keeps you focused and ready to respond to new challenges. It's easy to fall into some common traps. Overly optimistic projections can set you up for disappointment. Ignoring the competition or shifts in the market can leave you vulnerable. If your goals aren't clear, or if you don't assign accountability, things can fall through the cracks. And if you only create your plan once and never revisit it, you risk drifting off course. Ambition is great, but it needs to be matched with the right resources and regular check-ins. If you don't deliver on your plan, there are real consequences. Investors and lenders may lose confidence, and your credibility with employees and stakeholders can take a hit. You might miss out on opportunities simply because you weren't focused. Financial instability and wasted resources can follow, and in the worst case, the business could stagnate or fail. Staying focused and disciplined is essential. So, how do you avoid those pitfalls? Start by setting realistic goals and stress testing your numbers. Build in accountability checkpoints and communicate progress openly. Make it a habit to review and update your plan regularly. Treat it as a dynamic management tool, not a static document. And don't forget to play out best and worst case scenarios as part of your management reviews. To wrap up, remember that your business plan is your playbook to unlock value in your business, not just a document for securing funding. It should evolve as circumstances change. Execution is what really matters. Having a plan is only the first step. Discipline, regular review, and adaptability are what drive long-term success. Your credibility is on the line, both inside and outside the business, so make your plan count. My challenge to you is to start today. Draft a simple one-page plan, break it down into measurable steps, and commit to reviewing it every quarter. Make planning a regular part of your business routine, seek professional advice when needed, and stay committed to the process. That's how you turn planning into real progress. Thank you for joining us today. If you have any questions or want to discuss your own business planning needs, please don't hesitate to reach out. We're here to help you simplify complexity and deliver real impact in your business.